Kylie and I have done a video every day for the last 6 years, a live video every single day.
We all know that consistency, no matter where you're showing up, is so incredibly important. Consistently in what you're saying, how you're showing up, and how frequently you're showing up. And to do that, you have to have great video habits.
They're gonna get to know you when they see you on live video. It's more than just a reel. It's more than just a static post. They're going to fall in love with you for who you are.
Too often people are consuming more than they are creating. There's so many downsides to consuming more than creating.
How to actually create daily habits that will help us grow on Instagram. There are certain habits that we would like to share from our own strategies that we use and things that we are picking up from what's happening or what we could kind of tell is going to be occurring on Instagram in the future.
What we have done that I believe is so powerful for every single platform is Kylie and I have done a video every day for the last 6 years, a live video every single day. Sometimes it's going to be slower. Sometimes it's going to be better. Sometimes you're going to make great connections. Sometimes you're not going to have anyone on your video. But when you're on that live video and you're talking to the one person you're serving, you're going to help them. And I believe it's one of the best things you can do to serve your audience. Because like Megan was saying, you want to serve them with value, with your values. They're going to get to know you when they see you on live video. It's more than just a reel. It's more than just a static post. They're going to fall in love with you for who you are when you're showing up on live video. When you're sharing your heart, when you're providing value, when you're showing your personality, that's what gets people to relate with you. And then one more quick thing to add to that is, one, showing up on video, getting good at video any way that you can, because when you become good at video, that skill translates to every area of your life, like public speaking, holding your own mastermind retreats. And the other thing that I would recommend is really looking at what your business is, what your product or service does, and identifying what are the money-making activities that you can be doing. I think a lot of people the last few years have gotten lazy, right? It's easy. Yes, posting is amazing. Growing your following is amazing, but what's more amazing, making more money or having a huge following? Why do people have a business on social media? And so when it comes to whatever your business is, identify what those 4 money-making activities are for you. Maybe one thing is marketing, one thing is following up, one thing is prospecting or driving new people to you, starting conversations, and another one is collabs. So say those are your 4 things that make you successful on social media, but I want you to visualize right now a car. A car has 4 tires. So what happens is a lot of people, when it comes to developing the skill set to build on social media, is that they're only developing one side of the skill set, but you need all 4 tires to go really fast, to get into momentum. And at the beginning, yes, it's going to be slower, but when you're focusing on building these skill sets, identify one skill set you need to get better at right now. And as you identify these skill sets, what's going to happen eventually, your car is going to be able to go full speed. But when you identify what those skills are for you, and each one of us is going to look different. But when you do identify those skills, then figure out an action plan for those skills. If you want to get good at video, what are the things you need to do, right? Live videos, doing stories, doing reels, right? That's one segment of it. But I do want to challenge you is to identify what those needle moving activities are for you and your business. And if you're avoiding or resisting something, you need to lean into it and do that thing. Stop telling yourself and negotiating with yourself that, you'll get to it someday, because that's the thing that's going to bring your business to the next level.
My best advice for video habits that will help you grow. We all know that consistency, no matter where you're showing up, is so incredibly important. Consistently in what you're saying, how you're showing up, and how frequently you're showing up. All of those factors are important. And to do that, you have to have great video habits, because you won't always feel motivated. You won't always feel excited. You won't always like the content you're creating, and you won't even always have people that are showing up for you. So you need to set up the habits to allow yourself to lean into those. And so one of the best things that I like to recommend to my clients is essentially habit stacking, but I like to call it content stacking because we're talking about content here. So what I recommend is anyone that's on here can literally make a list of what are the things you're already doing in your day. Maybe you have meetings on Monday. Maybe on Tuesdays you have a free day where you like to do your focus work. Maybe you always have a morning routine, or you like to work with clients on Thursdays, or you like to package orders on a certain day. Like, what are the things you're already doing, and start tacking on a video task to that. So even a few of the things we've already mentioned on this live are a really great example. So let's say on Mondays, that's your meeting day. then add a live as your weekly meeting. So schedule it in your calendar, just like we do with everything else in our business, and have that as a habit that you will consistently show up for. Another thing that I personally love to do is creating like B-roll footage or video clips, which I like to refer to as stock content. And when I'm making my morning matcha, when I'm sitting down in my office, all those things that I'm doing in my morning, whether it's related to my business or just related to me as a person, I get into the habit of constantly capturing video footage of that. So I can use that in reels, I can use it in stories, I can use it in so many different ways. And another way is if you are maybe a speaker or you're a coach or you're podcasting, you're doing anything that's related to talking, set your phone up and film you while you're talking. You already have the building pieces for creating video content. You just need to decide on what is one daily thing you can do to add more video. And then it becomes a habit. You're picking your phone up more, you're talking more to camera, you're going live because you set up the stepping stones to actually make it a habit in your routine, which will help you be consistent.
Because we're on this topic of how powerful video really can be for your growth, I would say that on top of video being a habit that you're learning and really consistently evolving with, I would say content creation in general. Like if you want to grow your Instagram, a habit you need to get into is creating a piece of content every single day, no matter what type of content that is. Yes, when you really work on one type consistently, you're going to see more growth there faster. And right now video is king, which is awesome. But I think that you just need to understand doing some form of creation every single day is going to be the best habit you can actually form, because too often people are consuming more than they are creating, and that's when you don't have ideas. That's when you're comparing. That's when you're feeling like everyone else's ideas are better than yours. That's when you are struggling to actually show up in the feed because you don't have stuff going out. Like there's so many downsides to consuming more than creating. If you just take 10 of those minutes that you're consuming and scrolling mindlessly and you create something, you can see so much value come back to you, and so much really when it comes to your community growth as a whole. I mean, we talk about, you could list off 10 different habits to do daily for your growth, but at the end of the day, content creation that connects with people, which right now video is really doing that, it is the best thing you can do. So finding a way to create every single day.
All great tips. Loving all of the tips that you guys are getting right now. But I want to add my little 2 cents in regards to this, in regards to daily Instagram growth strategies, and something that I do, and I know everybody on this screen does because I've seen you guys do it. I witnessed it, is engage. It sounds so simple, but yet so many people, it happens to be a major fault of theirs, because what they do is they usually post and then they ghost. And whether their content is actually landing and it's going viral, or they get a few people remarking on it, you as a content creator don't respond to it. And I think that's a major missed opportunity, because there you have an opportunity, whether it's in the comments, whether you could take the conversation into the DMs, there's an opportunity for you to carry on the conversation. You said it earlier, there's a great idea of using open questions where you make the conversation last a little bit longer, or you could be proactive. If somebody leaves a comment and maybe it's just a couple of emojis, share something back that relates to their comment, a genuine comment that probably opens it up a little bit more, hoping that they will respond. Because not everybody's that 100% comfortable responding in the comments, but maybe you might have to draw them out a little bit. But you won't be able to do that if you don't engage. So engage in the comments, engage in the DMs as much as possible. It pleases the person that you're responding to, as well as the algorithm, because the algorithm likes it when you start communicating back and forth. So it's a win-win. So that's my little quick suggestion on a daily habit that might help you grow, because when you're doing these conversations, other people are looking too, and you're building a relationship.
I just want to say yes, yes, yes. That's so overlooked. And just, like, we are always thinking, what else can, I do that secret thing. It's like, let's go back to the basics of what social media is. It's about being social. So everyone, feel me here. Stay social in the comments. Like, let us know. Social, be social on social media. That's what it's all about. Comment social if you agree.
Yes, comment social, as Meg is asking you guys to do it in the comments.